Okay, we back, man. Welcome to the Swerve Business Network, man.
Yes, sir.
Like and subscribe, man. It's free, don't cost a fee, man. We got my boy with us again.
Squad Bidness, man. I'm Suave.
Okay.
Signing
then
on.
you got my boy
Bidness.
K-Specs over there roaching this shit out. I'm
Man, come on. First of all, man.
Roach ass nigga.
This is my drink, okay? I bought my own Hennessy.
Okay.
Yo,
My bad, man.
Casamigo drinking ass nigga. We
My
drink
bad.
straight Henny over here. You did for the real trip of these niggas. But anyway, we got Suave in the motherfucking business. Fuck this nigga.
We in the building, baby.
What's going on? First question is, what do you do for your beard? How do you get it so, you know what I'm saying, so
Hey,
full
man.
in?
Hey, man, you know, sometimes, man, you got to just take you down a little bit Henny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get your little Casamigos in your system, man.
Yeah.
You know, that beard come through illustrious.
Okay,
you dig what I'm
okay.
telling you?
Cause you know what they usually say, like, how
Yeah.
your
I
beard
mean, all that too, man. You know what I'm saying?
that.
Say, man, it give you the juices.
This old
You
freak
dig
ass
what I'm
nigga trying to worry about what
Roach
another
ass nigga.
That nigga roaching, fam. Don't worry about that, man. You can't grow it, bro. We can't grow that.
I can't
bro.
grow my
Don't hate.
shit. I be trying, fam.
Don't hate.
Smooth face ass
Yeah,
nigga over here.
Yeah, I ain't growing none of that. But nah, back on you know, the Elite Squad, man. You know, y'all got the projects jumping, man.
Yes, sir.
Any type of, you know, like going out to any shows coming forward or anything like that?
Well, we just actually did a show live at Legends,
Yeah, how was
man.
that?
We did the opening for.
My bad, y'all.
Nah, you good. We had just did the opening for Lil Kiki, Big Pokey, straight out the H time.
In the D, man.
It's
At
going
Legends,
down.
man.
Yeah, we was at
was
Club
live.
Legends, man, Bar and Grill. It was a movie out there, man. And, you know, we definitely got some shows and everything lined up, but what is priority right now was really the release of the album. That was primarily the reason why we did the initial show on the first. What we wanted to do was celebrate the album release for the Takeoff. It's the part 1 of 3 that's coming. It's a 3-part album series. The first project that was just dropped on March 1st is all originally produced by myself, Suave, Elite Star. So I definitely want y'all to go to all major platforms. Some of the stores are still taking their time with uploading, so y'all give it a minute. But definitely the actual project is available on all streaming platforms.
That's hard. How long did it take you to even come up with the tape? Like, how long was that process?
Years.
Years.
It felt like the Dr. Dre effect, you know, because what I had to do was create a body of work to choose from. I didn't want to just create an album just from just nothing. What I wanted to do was just try to sit on some of the projects that we was working on, just try to make sure that the vibe and the feel and the mixing and everything was, you know, the way it was supposed to be before we really wanted to just release and push, you know, the pedal to the metal. So we dropped the project. So far, man, it's been getting a lot of great reviews. I think because of the fact that we did go back to the basics and I did just take ownership of just the whole production, it really came out good. So I just need everybody to go support all your subscribers. Make sure that y'all not only follow the podcast, Square Business over here, man, but make sure that you following Elite at www.elitestarmusic.com.
And that's Swerve Business, man. We truly appreciate that, though, man. But hey,
Vice
man,
versa.
I got a question for you, man. As a up and coming artist, what word of advice would you give an artist that just, you know, really don't got to know anything about rapping? What would you tell them the start that they need to go?
My first word of advice to any artist in the game is to be patient. We get caught up in what we see and not what we do. If you put the energy into action as opposed to just sightseeing, you know, just kind of taking a look at somebody else's success, what you'll learn is that it's going to take a lot of time, patience, energy, and money in order to do whatever it is that you want to do in life. It ain't just music. This is anything. So the one thing that I would tell artists starting off is if you are looking for a quick flip, yeah, I mean, it's possible. But if you really want to sustain in the game, be patient.
Okay.
Patient.
That's loud.
Yeah, definitely patience. If I wanted to give any other words of advice, the next thing I would tell somebody is make sure that you take a look into your business. Understand the business that you are getting yourself into. Understand what you have the control over, what you don't have the control over. understand what it is that you can do with whatever it is that you've created. A lot of the times, because we don't take ownership of what we create, we just give it to somebody else who want to sign us. Next thing you know, you gone. They getting rich off of your, material. You ain't getting $1 off of it, and it's only because we don't educate ourselves. So I would just say educate yourself if you feel like that you do want to do anything related to the entertainment business. It don't matter if you're doing music or whatever it is that you're doing. I would definitely say take the time out to really educate yourself on the business as well.
So ownership, that's the way to go.
Absolutely. The one thing that I knew about ownership early on was that as long as it's yours, you can do whatever you want with it.
Right.
But if it don't belong to you, then you got to go through the chain of command before you can move on it.
Yeah.
So I would always say, take full ownership of whatever it is that you create. If it's not your creation, make sure that you are getting your cut, your percentage. Whatever it is, that you negotiate, just make sure that you are involved. The one thing that I've noticed over the years is that a lot of our artists, we don't take the business side seriously until we get in the game. And by that time, it's already too late.
It's too late.
It's too late. They already got us.
So education is key.
The education, and you got to want to educate yourself. You can't rely on somebody to tell you the game.
Good game.
Yeah. You got to do the research yourself.
How important is a good team?
It's the most important. Without a team, you're not gonna make it. I can give you that just out of experience. I tried to, think that I could just jump out the porch. I can just do it myself. But it don't work like that. The reason why it don't work like that is because everybody that's a part of the team brings a different element to the game that you can't bring yourself. Somebody can correct me when I'm wrong, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't have an ego about that. So I just feel like the team is going to be your most important factor whenever you are dealing in business in general. Anytime that you look at a business, you never see just a one-person army. You always see a CFO, a CEO. You always see a vice president. You always see a treasurer, secretary. It's a chain of command. You just got to understand what role you want to play. That's all.
So how important is having a team that that being a person that can check another person, like having somebody who ain't scared to voice their opinion and be able to receive it in a way that won't be as offensive.
Those are going to probably be the most important people on your team. These are not the yes men or yes women. Is what we would say in our line of business. You don't want someone that's always going to praise or give you the green light on everything that you're looking to do, because everything can be challenged. Everything. We ain't perfect people, so you don't want to set yourself up thinking that you got all the answers. Sometimes you want to rely on that one person that's the biggest critic. Let that be your energy. Let that be the reason why you decide to press forward. You don't have to take it as criticism. You can take it as a learning tool. And that's what I've done my whole career. Sometimes I may not make the best decisions when it comes to the music, but I always got cats that's been in the business for years that can kind of look at what I'm doing. They can see what I'm doing. Hey, bro, why don't you try to do this or flip it this way or do it this way, And I just take it with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, that may be the one key factor that may change everything for me.
Yeah,
Swear, Bidness.
Straight up.
I want to ask you, throughout your whole career, like I said, you do music, you engineer, you produce, you do a lot of shit. Like,
Absolutely.
what was that one moment where you feel like, okay, I'm doing this for a reason?
My album release party back in 2006, because this was a time where, again, this is prior to social media, so this was all. You got to be somebody. You got to be word of mouth. You got to be in the clubs. You got to pass out flyers. You got to do hand-to-hand combat. You got to sell CDs. So we was doing all of the above. But I think that point in my career where I was able to get Nate Quick, R.I.P. Nate Quick, to come out to be a host. I created the whole lineup of artists that came out to perform that night. This was back when Deep Ellum was Deep Ellum. We was back in Nairobi's, Club Nairobi's. That's where I had my album release party back in 2006. And for everybody to have to come out on my accord, that's what let me know That's what it was. That point specifically.
I'm taking it was a good turnout.
Wall to wall. Not only wall to wall, the footage is available on YouTube to this day. You can type in Suave album release party. It'll pull up. It'll show you. I actually had to do the editing on the video, so y'all gotta forgive me for my editing skills. You did.
Hey man, it was back in the day. Man.
But I say that because we are literally hands on with everything from the music to the visuals. Shout out to So Nervy Films. That's my video director. That's the one that shoots all my current footage, everything.
Okay. Shout out to them. Man.
Yeah. Shout out to So Nervy Films. And yeah, man, I just think that like the one thing that I take away from just my experience was that one moment I think told me that what we were doing was for a reason. Yeah.
Hey man, sometimes you just need that little one moment. You feel me?
That was it. And I got the footage to prove it. Like I said, it's still alive on YouTube right now. Documented footage.
Documented.
Suave album release party. This was back in 2006 at Club Nairobi's. Y'all check the facts.
Check it, nigga. Look.
Check the facts.
I want to ask you this too. Who's a couple guys that you look up to, like, as far as music, like a guy that you would love to do a feature with, like do some work with, or any capacity in that realm? Like,
I'm gonna say something that's not gonna be a popular opinion right now.
That's what we want.
Yeah. But at the same time, when you speak about who gives me energy when it comes to music, one of my all-time features that I want is R. Kelly.
Break it down.
R. Kelly to me is a musical genius. I would say between him on the R&B side and then T.I. on the rap side, those would be maybe from just off the top of my head, just me thinking out loud, those would be the two most sought after features that I would consider.
It had to be something about with T.I. because we all know T.I. legend. Like I grew up
Absolutely.
on Bro. I grew up on Bro as well. But like you said, a lot of folks for some reason don't put Bro. Like they wouldn't say that was one of the guys that inspired. Like what is it about T.I.?
I think with T.I. what it was he had a lot of songs that for me were considered jams.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
It's one thing for you to understand that people know how to make hits, hit records. All that is fine and dandy. We seeing how that's going with the verses and everything like that. So it's like you understand that artists can make hit records, but when it came to just a body of work that I could just kind of play through, I might hear something that kind of inspires me to make music. Definitely those two artists specifically did a lot for I would say my career, just as far as inspiration. I work with a lot of artists, but as far as this artists that I haven't got an opportunity to work with that I was listening to when I was, coming up doing music, those were the two.
Okay. So peep this out though. You done recorded a lot of guys in the city too, like period, right?
Absolutely.
Have there ever been a situation to where, somebody coming through and a song just is not it, but you as an engineer, it could be a conflict. Like, sometimes, you want to hype a dude up, but how many situations have came through where it's like, bro, this really ain't it? Do you keep it real with them? Do you tell them like, fam, this ain't it? Or I think you should do this, switch it up? Like,
that's a great question. I would say, as far as keeping it real with them, I'm subjective to who I'm dealing with. And the reason why I say that is because you don't want to offend the wrong person. I can definitely place my critique on what I hear, what I think, what I feel like I know, but at the same time, I can't tell you what is art for you. I can't tell you what a hit record is to you. You might have the formula. You might be the Soulja Boy of Dallas, and I might just be like, yeah, I'm like, nigga, no,
that ain't it.
Like we ain't rocking to this.
Get your roach ass on.
Get your roach ass on.
Nigga.
You
You
hear
hear
me?
that bullshit. Nigga. Yeah, that's what that is.
Get your roach ass on. So, but at the same time, what I will say is I haven't been subject to having to critique any artists about their music, but I have been in an uncomfortable situation in regards to an artist's process. I had an artist to come through the studio one time. He it was just him. He was like, yeah, man, I record with the lights off. And so I'm thinking,
Freaky ass nigga.
No, but in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, shit, you ain't got to turn the light on in the booth. Yeah. But he was talking about the whole studio,
like everything,
the whole studio. So I'm like, nah, I don't know.
He don't
But then he took it a step further, this is what made it like I was like, nah, I don't know what you want. So he was like, yeah, I don't like recording with the lights on in the studio, and then I need you to put on cartoons. And I was just like, you don't want the lights on in the studio. I don't understand that. You can have the lights off in the booth. I don't need to be in the dark. You know what I'm talking about? Like I'm the engineer. I need to see what I got going on.
This nigga trying to watch Johnny Bravo.
I think based on how he was used to record, and this was just his comfort zone.
Right. Okay.
So again,
did you honor that?
I had to. He was paying.
He was paying.
These are paying customers.
Okay.
Yeah, these ain't just people that I just work with just freelance. Like these are paying customers. So I definitely honor my clients' requests, but I am no longer booking studio sessions.
Okay. Well, I gotta ask. Like I gotta ask. I wouldn't be me if I didn't ask. What exactly did he want you to put on?
Cartoon Network.
Just the channel.
Cartoon Network. He just said he needed
a wide variety of cartoons.
He needed to be in. He needed the studio to be dark, and he needed to have Cartoon Network on. I've never had a situation happen like that in the studio.
That's very ironic.
It was to the point to where I was just reconsidering at that time if I was supposed to be an engineer. I'm just like, maybe this ain't for me, because again, I'm only here to honor the client's request.
Right.
I'm not here to place no judgments. I'm not, as long as you ain't on nothing weird. That was weird, but as long as you ain't on no weird.
Yeah.
Then it's like,
so
yeah.
None of that activity.
No. When I say
sage, none of that.
When I say when I say
start stripping,
my guy pulled up in a Bentley.
Oh, okay.
No. I'm not talking about somebody that just started rapping.
Been doing this.
This was somebody who was of influence
to a lot of people,
to whoever his fan base was. I would say, I can't say who everybody is influencing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would just say whoever he was at that time, because this happened years ago, but this was literally when I first started like booking sessions. I've always recorded myself, but when I actually had other artists come through the studio, these were like one of my early sessions. And after that, it just kind of made me evaluate like what it is that we are really doing. Behind the scenes, you don't know what your favorite artist wants to do.
That's facts.
You don't know what they would request in those green rooms whenever they go to do them shows, all that. So these are just different things that I've encountered in the studio that it just made me just kind of question, like, is this what I want to do? But I always got a passion to, I guess, create and not only create, work with other artists as well.
Right, but how hard is it to create when a nigga laying down a bullshit ass song? And you trying your best to hit them with all type of EQs. You trying to mix. You trying to vocalize the levels. You trying to do so much shit.
Very. It's very hard. But I would tell you this, and I'm just gonna be real honest with you. Out of everybody that I work with, it's not anybody that comes to mind that gave me any bad work. Nobody I can think of, and I'm not saying that to hype me up. I'm saying that to say I think we have a lot of untamed talent in Dallas that is either known or unknown, that is not on a major level. So I had the abilities to work with some really, really, really good artists.
You ever had a nigga come through there who stank so bad you had to sanitize the whole studio equipment?
I had a nigga come through and his breath was, I'm talking about bad,
atrocious,
bad, bro.
Atrocious.
And the fucked up thing about that was he was real cool. Like one of them people that you just
them stinking niggas always cool.
Bro, when I say
niggas always
that nigga was very humble, he was very appreciative, he was very supportive.
He paid good.
Paid very well, tipped me, and it was bad, bro. It was bad to the point to where I almost shut that session down. You know,
Let me ask you this, like, because when I think of Suave, I think of like a multifaceted type of person, and I ain't just trying to hype you up.
Absolutely.
Do you think you more of an R&B guy?
No,
more of a rap guy?
Not at all.
What do you think your
So, bro, really rap and he can sing?
bro? This
No,
what?
no.
You
Don't
bro, you ain't
let
heard
him lie to you.
this
Don't let him lie to you. No.
So you can sing too, nigga?
This nigga be singing, bro.
Say, don't let him lie to you.
Texas,
Dallas,
I'm down for you.
Usher looking at.
Ocean ending.
Nah,
Nah,
some Usher shit. But nah,
you know what's crazy? I've struggled for years to put a label on what it is that I do. I can't say that
what was the feedback on any of the things?
Producer stands out a lot.
To you?
Facts.
Well, I mean, when people talk to
the
me,
vast?
yeah, I would say a lot of people knew me from my production early on, so I think that kind of stuck with them. But then when they started seeing us doing shows, they kind of stuck with the shows. And then once they heard my solo project, then they started thinking that I was the artist. So it's like I've struggled for years to really find what I am.
The reason I say that though, because mind you, bro, I'm a person on the outside looking in when it comes to your artistry, right? So
Yes, sir.
it's just something about your more R&B kind of rhythm flow songs that just be hitting different.
I would tell you this: I am definitely melody driven when it
Thanks.
comes to music.
Thanks.
Which is again goes back to the R. Kelly conversation. It goes back to just the T.I. conversations, because these are artists that I feel like understands melody when it comes to music.
Delivery.
So yeah, true enough, I can ride the beat when I rap. I can make beats and everything like that, but I've gotten my strength in understanding music and being more melodic than anything
Man,
else.
this nigga humble as hell, bro.
Nah, he a humble nigga.
He
man.
humble as
I
hell,
can't
bro.
lie. But at the end of the day,
I
I
be
have to
popping my
ask you, bro. I gotta ask you, bro.
I'm listening.
Why R. Kelly? I ain't gonna cap. R. Kelly
I
is
know-
that
I know-
nigga.
I knew it was
He
coming.
that
I was
nigga.
waiting on it.
He
I
that
was waiting on
nigga. He that nigga. Cause I ain't gonna lie. We
Let's
was
go.
probably made off this boy. This
Let's
man, well, not that boy. That boy is a man. That nigga,
Nah,
but he
let's
a
go.
freaking ass
Nah,
nigga though. But he's that. He that
Let's
nigga.
go. I'm with it. Let's go.
Well, what bring you to, is it more of, the the deliverance, or is it more of the create? Like, this man is just, he done wrote, I ain't gonna cap, I ain't even know this man wrote for other artists.
Absolutely.
The way he have.
Absolutely.
I'm talking about
Absolutely. Major.
platinum artists that he done wrote they whole albums, songs, everything.
Not even himself, just other artists.
Yes,
You
and
saying it. You
it
saying it.
shocked me up, but I was like, okay, maybe that's why bro saying it. Is that, do that play any factor in it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, you got to understand, what I do is I separate the man from the music. So I understand his trials and tribulations.
Okay.
I get it.
But you don't agree with him.
I don't agree.
Okay.
I don't agree. I don't
Bro,
support.
he don't support that.
I don't agree.
Yeah, pedophilia.
But at the same time, because of the fact that I was not present, I'm not R. Kelly's spokesperson. I'm not a part of his legal team. I cannot tell you what he has done on his own personal time. I can only tell you that for what they are perceiving to be what's going on in his world, I don't agree with that part.
Okay.
But the music, I love the
Body of
music.
work. It's
Bro,
a big.
bro.
Okay. If
I
R.
don't know
Kelly did
nobody
a
else to do it.
versus. Who can mess with him? Nobody.
Nobody.
Michael
yeah.
Jackson?
Yeah, Mike.
Not even Mike. He'll eat Mike up.
No, what?
Boy, he gonna eat Mike up.
Michael
I
Jackson?
don't
Bro, that
know.
nigga, yes, he
Bro,
gonna eat
no.
Michael
This
Jackson
nigga
up.
playing game.
Nah, I don't
Hell,
know.
you talking
Nah,
about
Michael
you
Jackson, a
crazy,
different type of
nigga.
You gotta be
bro.
careful.
Can't nobody mess with this
Nah,
nigga.
you got to be careful.
Michael
'cause
Jackson's a different type of
Michael
No, I ain't
Jackson.
talking about
playing.
I ain't talking
You gotta
about
talk-
We talking about in a versus. We talking about hit for hit,
gotta
song
think
for
about
song.
Michael Jackson when he was
relevancy.
little.
Bro, it's different.
He was little. He was
Man,
Jackson
this
5.
man
Don't
got
get it twisted.
He was Beat It, Billie Jean, all this. You know.
This nigga smoke crack.
What he do?
No, keep it going. Keep it going.
What I'm saying is, bruh, man, R. Kelly got so many hits, bruh. Even I'm talking
Yes.
about, ain't he irrelevant to this day? And how hard is an artist to do this?
The one thing that I feel like is missing from the game is
Being original.
that.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I
you
think
said it.
people be trying to duplicate other people's success.
Of course.
And it originality always gonna prevail. I think as just being a student of music, I love music, bro, and that's why I say, you know, far as this Dallas scene, but even more of a, I ain't gonna lie, I listen to everybody from every state. You know what I'm saying? And one of my favorite artists is, I could say, it's Mozzie, up and coming.
I like Mozzie beats.
You know, Mozzie is different.
I like their beats.
Yeah, I think I like his lingo because a lot of people can't understand it. You know what I'm saying? It's different. You know, I think different always sell different. You know, different.
I agree. And you saying everything perfect. I think the one thing that I've noticed is that the reason why it's hard for me to connect with a lot of music nowadays is because it's no originality.
Exactly.
If you are sounding like whoever is hot, that's enough. And that's been like that since we've been in the game. So I don't want to make it seem like all of a sudden, oh, well, now it's something different. No, it's been the same thing. I think the one thing that I prided us on is we are original in the sense of we like good music. So if there is a good song back in the day that we feel like maybe we can put our own flavor to, yeah, we'll remix that all day long. But one thing that we don't do is we don't attempt to sound like anybody else.
And that's good. That's great.
Yeah.
A lot of people does that, but you know where to get them. You know what I mean? Because people always revert to, oh, you sound like YFN Lucci. Oh, you sound like
they gonna always do comparisons just by nature. So I would say the first two artists that I always hear everybody say when they hear me, they say, man, either you sound like Big Boy or you sound like Andre 3000. You sound like a mix between the two. Me, I never intended to sound like that. I just like good music. So if their music influenced me enough to sound like that,
say a lot.
That's what happened. But I didn't intentionally say, let me study how they deliver their bars. Let me see how they set up their music. Let me see how they do their swag. Like, I never did that. Never did it. I think
it's hard, bro. Like you said, like I told you earlier, man, we got to give you your flowers, bro. I appreciate you really that guy, man.
No, vice versa. I'm here with the guys, man. This Square Bidness podcast, man. We all legends sitting up here right now, man.
Suave in them,
you
man.
did. We in the building,
for a reason,
man.
Hey, man, look, can I just get my row out real quick?
Let's go.
Get your row out, baby.
All right, bro. Look, so this real shit for people that do know me. They know I dib and dab in the music. I do a little something.
Talk good, roach ass boy. Nobody can hear your ugly ass.
You the one.
Uncle Ruckus looking at it. All right, but look, like me personally, bro.
Talk good, ugly ass boy.
I try to
Tarzan looking at it.
Okay. I try to, give credit to where credit is due at all times. You know what I'm saying? Like when I very first started doing music, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna break it down. Like Suave was in a group with my brother.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And,
shout out to Mike Dub.
That was a lot of my adolescent years. That's when I'm, really trying to figure out who I am as a person and shit like this. So, them already having the ball rolling, like, with the music and stuff, that inspired me a lot. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. You know what I'm saying? Being that close to somebody already doing it, and on top of that, the music is jamming. I always gotta say where I get my inspiration from. I say Suave, Cheddar, P. Red, Mike Dub, because those are some guys that I've been around locally, and they seen me. They showed me that it was possible. You feel what I'm saying?
Shout out to them boys, man.
Yeah, shit. I'm always give credit to where credit is due.
And that's just not because they family. It's just they really genuine.
That's just real shit. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like that's just what it is. So I'm gonna tell y'all now. If y'all haven't heard of my boy, go back and do your research. It's real, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? They done put a lot of work in. They know a lot of people.
And man, goddamn me, check out my boy K Stats though, bro. Check out that.
I mean, it ain't even about me, but it ain't about me, but since you bring it up, new video out right now. New video out right now.
Yeah,
what's up, baby? K Stacks,
check out that shit, man.
Square Bidness podcast.
Him and the boy B, man, B Tom, man.
I was trying to be home. I was trying to be home.
Yeah, man.
Now you doing your thing, and the one thing I want to say to you, bro, I first want to say I appreciate it. Thank you. Literally, like sitting next to you on your podcast is something that the average listener or your average subscriber is not gonna understand. We got a crazy history, and you've seen the growth over the years. So for you to even lend those words to me means everything to me, bro.
Yeah.
Everything to me, and for you to open up the doors to allow me to sit down on y'all platform with y'all, I appreciate that, bro. Like, you don't understand. Like, I mean that, and the reason why I say that,
humblest way.
No, I mean that, and the reason why I say that is because I was in y'all's position to where all I wanted to do was to help the next one up. That's all I wanted to do. I don't care about my success because I'm successful in real life. I don't need the music to be successful. I know that I do the music because I can do the music, but I am successful because I am who I am. So when I'm sitting down with legends like y'all, you know, and I'm able to build on these type of platforms, y'all open the doors up, y'all open y'all arms up, and y'all just say, hey, bro, come tell us your story. For me, that means everything. So I want to say to both of y'all, I appreciate it. You know, I appreciate y'all allowing me to come sit down with y'all just to even get this opportunity to express, you know, what we've been doing. And,
Major salute.
You know, how long we've been doing this, and I appreciate it. I salute. I appreciate it. Thank y'all, man. K-Stacks, you know, T-Time, you know, we got John Gotti in the building behind the
John
cameras.
Gotti the scammer.
John Gotti, baby.
We ain't playing no
The
games,
scammer.
man. This Square Business podcast right now, baby. So you know what time it is.
Okay, and that's Suave Bidness, man. The podcast.
Hey.
Like and subscribe, man. We got
Hold
your
up.
boy T-Time, man.
Again, before we get out of here, tell them where they can go search your music, where they can holler at you if they want to holler at you, get you on the song. Holler, man. I'll let them know.
If you want to send me any information directly, hit me up on IG at Suave, the number 4 Elite. That is at Suave, SUAVE, the number 4 Elite. But in order to get any new releases, any classic releases, to get any merch from Elite Star, go to www.elitestarmusic.com.
Okay. And that's
Just like that.
and we gonna end it like that, man. It is free. It don't cost a fee, man. And we got your boy, man, T-Time. Got your boy K-Stacks,
Yeah, K-Stacks,
man.
Suave, Big Worm over here.
The legend, man.
Square
and
Business
that is
Podcast.
Square Business Podcast, homie.
You
And we
dig.
locking out.
Bow, bow.